I wanted to comment about functions. Each DTVB line on a chart, zip red for example, has a function behind it, and that is the code that drives the value of the line on the chart each period, daily or 15-minute or whatever chart you're on. The function itself in the system is defined by DTF, day trading function, and then the name of the function, like zip red. In the if you're on a in a window in a workspace on TradeStation, you go to View, and then you go to Development Environment, and this page right here will show up. And that page, on this page, I have zip blue and zip gray, and I wanted to point out the basic code for how you write a indicator. What you would do first off is in the development environment, you would press File and then New, and then another window would pop up and you'd name the indicator, and then you'd write this code. And the top line has the two slashes, and those, when you use the two slashes, it turns it green, and the computer just hides it from the computer. So basically the top line is the name of the code. If you're writing code, you know that normally you have inputs and variables. When you have functions, you typically do not use inputs, and you just have variables. And so the second line is the variable, and the third line is you have to give the line a value to start out with, and obviously you would always start it out with 0. So line 2 in this case here is zip blue is equal to 0, and line 3 is zip blue is equal to DTF zip blue. The DTF stands for the day trading function zip blue, and it's in a purple color, as you can see. And what that basically means or does is when you type zip blue, you end up with the function of that line. And so you can type in whatever you might want to say, you know, zip blue is higher than zip yellow. Well, all you have to do is type those words in there, and that can be put into a scanner. The value 27 line, that's line number 6, that's basically a color line. It gives us a nice blue color on a chart. And so if you want to establish, if you go into your colors, you can see those 3 code letters that establish each color. Excuse me. And then of course line 8 has a plot. You always have to have a plot to get a result. So in this case here I have plot 2, and it's going to give me the zip blue values when I put zip blue here. When you put it in parentheses and it turns red, that's the name that it ends up you end up seeing. And then of course here I use value 27, and it changes the color to that blue that I have established there. And then the next 4 lines underneath this green line is basically zip blue 1 day ago is less than zip blue, and so that means it's a up value. And so we put the text as green, turns the text green. You set the plot color in plot 2 green, and then when zip blue 1 day ago is greater than zip blue, parentheses red here, or it's actually brackets. The computer doesn't pick up anything in brackets or with the 2 forward slashes. That whole line is then made green. And so anyway, we now have a set plot color, plot 2 red, which would mean it gets a red text, and that means that it's going down. If I put a BC between the plot and color, that stands for background color, that would change the cell color of the entire box, the different color, whatever color you would use. So this is the basic format for a indicator that you would write. These set plot color lines, these 4 lines here, they're used only in the radar screen. They're not used in the scanner. And so we want to keep things clean excuse me, in the scanner, and so we avoid using those 4 lines when we write a indicator for the scanner. Now, the next item that I want to show you is this page right here. And if you're in the development environment window like we were just in there, and if you press File and then Open, it pops up into all the indicators that are within the system. Now I have it situated here in the starting with the DTVB indicators, and in front of this and behind all of this are the default indicators for TradeStation. And so when you're using the DTVB system, all the indicators are identified by DTVB. If you go to the first, like here, I've highlighted the DTV chart copy power red. These first 22 indicators that start out the DTV system, and I've got it marked as chart copies. In other words, you could put power red on a chart by itself and just look at power red. And you could do that with any of the indicators, because sometimes you have certain situations where you just want to watch certain lines, so you can pick them out individually. When you want to do the entire setup as the platform comes out, the master platform with the 5 charts and the candle chart, the candle chart and all of the indicators like the 4 bands and the master long-term trend line that are normally on the platform, this line right here would add all of those all at the same time with one indicator. And the same is true with the other one up above. It's just 2 different indicators, 2 different names for it. And then anything that has an underline underneath it, between the DTVB and the name, those will typically those go in the radar screen. So the underline is a radar screen. If I go to this one right here, it's DTVB shares. That's a good line to use, a good column to use in your radar screen. It basically outlines Like say for example, you have a dollar limit that you want to spend on buying the next group of the next opportunity that you find, or the next group of stocks. Let's say it's $14,000. You set the limit at $14,000, and the column reads out all of the number of shares for each stock that you have in the radar screen. So it's a quick reference that you can quickly punch in the number of shares that you would buy with that stock, maintaining that $14,000 limit. Going on here, there's just in this area below here, like there's the gray low band, and then there's the gray high band above it, and you can here is the big three. It's all three in a TOC, trend red, power red, and swing Zion. And then there's several more columns. The price and the power indicators, the trend indicators, and the zip indicators. And as you can see, there's quite a few zip indicators. So there's over 300, I think there's close to 350 indicators here that I've pre-built. They're ready to go. You can just plug them into the radar screen or the scanner. The vast majority of them are designed for the scanner, because you'll find that you'll probably use the scanner more often than not. But all you have to do is plug in those 4 lines that appear with most of these other lines. And also, this is the area where you'll see a reference. Look at the code comments after the indicator is written. There's several of the indicators I have comments in green lines about what the indicator does, or just general ideas about the use of the indicator. Here's an indicator right here. It's the zip green for 2 days at 0. This is a good indicator that'll pick up the start of pink-green bottoms. And then right under that is 2 days at 100. Zip green, 2 days at 100. So there's just over here you have trend red with a green candle. Typically, or excuse me, I said that trend red down with a green candle. So if trend red is down, the value should be going down. But when you get trend red as an indicator going down and you have a green candle with it, typically, oftentimes, it's a gap down green candle that's below the previous close of yesterday. And so that's really indicative of a strong uptrend that's going to take place, and in fact is taking place that very day with the green candle. So there's just all kinds of things, or all kinds of indicators that are pre-built, ready to go. This line up here in the top, I do want to point out, you can change this to a function. And then over in the function category, you can see here are the DTF, and I'll just kind of highlight all of those. All of the DTF functions are in this location, and you can use them. Yeah, just, this is for reference idea, because they'll be marked in a different spot, but this is basically internally how things are set up for the function of each indicator line. And then going back to the example here that we used with the zip blue, you can write your own indicators and plug them into the scanner or the radar screen, whatever you feel you might want to write, you can just put it together. So this is a short clip on what the functions are about within the system. There's a function for each indicator line. There's and also a function for the upper and lower band lines, and a function for the master trend line that appears on the candle chart. So FYI, use it as you need it.